Hey guys, let's get into it. We're talking about intentional living today as Black women. And I'm Chelle, and this is a Simply Slay Life podcast. So, when I'm talking about intentional living, I'm talking about what it'll really mean to me and you, and why it matters to us, and how you can start creating a life that feels like yours again. So, when I'm saying intentional living, I'm not talking about perfection or creating an air of what other people see of you or expect of you. I'm talking about choosing yourself on purpose. I'm talking about slowing down long enough to ask, what do I actually want from my life? And let me be real with you. I didn't always know what I wanted. Let me tell you, it was a point in time where I felt so overwhelmed that I didn't even realize I'm just going through the motions, right? And I wasn't taking time for myself. And I remember sitting at my desk thinking, is this really my life? And that was during the time where I was a HR administrator, right? And I really was just like, this is not, I said I wasn't getting back into management, but it got me home. And that's why I took it. I got me back to the city I was from. But I was miserable and I was constantly overwhelmed and burnt out. And that moment was my wake up call. It showed me that I was living in burnt out mode. I was strictly going on autopilot, and it wasn't me being intentional about my life. So, intentional living for me, when for Black women, when say that, I envision this. I envision it about us reclaiming that power, right? Reclaiming it as in saying, I get to design my life. I get to choose my joy. I get to choose my peace. I get to choose me. I pick me. Right? That's intentional living for me for Black women. And let me be honest. The reason why Black women need intentional living is because we carry a lot. We cover we carry expectations. We carry responsibilities. We carry emotional labor. The pressure to be strong, to be the fixer, to be the one who holds everything together while everything else is falling apart. It's Black women, right? And as an HR expert, I've seen it up close. I've seen it personally. I watched Black women carry entire departments on their back doing the work of three or four people, mentoring everyone, being the go to problem solver, and still being overlooked for that promotion, for that C suite, for that raise, right? And I've lived it too. So when I tell you I know, baby, I know. I know what it feels like to be exhausted, but still keep pushing forward because you don't want anyone to see that side of you just tired and burnt out or have them thinking you let them down. But with intentional living, that invites us to step into the narrative that we're going to say and invites us to start speaking words of like, I deserve softness, I deserve clarity in my life, I deserve a good support system, and I deserve my peace. And when Black women live intentionally, we shift entire generations. We break patterns. We create a space of healing, not just for ourselves, but the young ladies coming behind us, right? We set the tone in place that I don't have to do everything for everybody, for those young ladies that's looking at us, right? And the ways that we could do that to get back to intentional living, one of them is how I see it in my mind, and this is why I started doing it. Travel. Travel and the possibility of moving abroad, it can support intentional living because you're doing and moving on purpose. And with travel, That is something that has been my biggest catalyst for my intentional living. And as your travel bestie, I've seen how stepping outside your everyday environment will change you. I'll never forget when I went on my first solo trip to Costa Rica. The moment I landed, it felt like jello. The shoulders came down just instantly. It was, you don't even know that you're walking around with that much stress on you, right? Because it's so normal here. And then you get somewhere, everything is taken off your shoulders. You get to breathe the air and take your time and be mindful about it, right? You get to be intentional and set your pace and your tone. My body felt safe, like it has never felt like that in a long time. My mind felt clear. It wasn't cloudy. It wasn't 50 different things running around. And I remember thinking, oh, oh, this is what peace feels like. Oh, I like this. Oh, I like this a lot. um, that trip showed me that intentional living wasn't just for other people. It's not just a concept. It's something I wanted, and I wanted to live in it. And it's a lifestyle I'm going to create for myself. And I think that this is why I'm making this video, because I believe that other Black women is like, I want that type of life. I want to do these things. I want to pivot and change. If that's what's going on with you, tell me in the comments. Let me know. You're not alone in this. Believe me, I can tell you you're not alone. Travel is something that reminds you of joy. It automatically brings a smile to your face. When you planning a vacation, you start saying, oh, girl, yeah, I'm going to do this, and this. Or I can't wait. I'm going to lay out by the beach. Or I'm going to ski because, I like a good Black girl ski trip now, y'all. I ain't going off the side of that mountain. I ain't going down that hill. That's a mountain. But I love a good Black girl ski trip. I'll sit up at the bar and chill. Um, but it also tells you rest exists and that you don't have to shrink to fit into spaces that were never designed for you, right? You get to be the true you. You don't have to code switch, right? And for those women, sisters that are thinking about moving abroad, woo, just wow. That's a whole nother level of intentionality that bravo. Because that takes a strong mindset to do that. I told y'all I'm in the midst of working things out for me for when it's time for me. I have put things in place for me now for destinations that you gotta have a B and a C. And those places I have intentionally worked on. I'm not going nowhere right now, but when it's time for me, I know I'm there. I'm going because I want to enjoy my life. I want to experience that. I want to see the possibilities, right? And when you think to say, I think I want to move abroad, even if it's just 6 months, go and live abroad just to see what that's like. You can always come back home. That's what I'm saying. People be acting like, girl, why you doing that? You know that I can come home, right? It's just something you want to experience. And for me, it's like I don't want to struggle no more. I work so hard. At that point I want to enjoy. I just want to and again, when you get to go other places, all the weight of the world seems like it's off you, right? So moving abroad sometimes for some people, especially Black women, is about choosing a life where your nervous system isn't constantly overwhelmed. And it becomes the first time you fully feel like you're seen, you're supported, and you're free. That's what it feels like, right? And I can't wait to experience that. I got a little time, But I can't wait when I get to that point to experience that. You know, told y'all I'm on my journey, and I know other women are on that journey, other black women. I didn't know it was happening until what, 2022, I think, end of 20, had to be around 22 that I discovered a couple of other people on YouTube that I was like, oh, black women do that. They could do it. Because you know, in your mind, you don't think, because we're so tunnel vision, they have us set up like that here, that we don't realize black women are thriving, moving abroad, living their best life, meeting their husbands, living, even if they don't want to meet nobody, they're enjoying themselves. Don't let nobody fool you. Them people look happy. I'm saying they might got some struggle. Ain't the same as the struggles here, baby. I get to, I'll show y'all one day. I'll show y'all that the vibe is different. You know, y'all can always go on a trip with me. I got some, check my description. You know, I started a travel group because I wanted black women to travel, because I believe all aspects of black women should experience travel in all stages of their life and all pace grades of their life. It's something that you have to experience to know it's a totally different vibe. And I want us to get comfortable in being in a space where the melanin is love. Don't always believe the lies. I hear everybody talking about they like black people over there. Baby, some of that, I'm not saying racism doesn't exist, because it exists, but it's not like the racism here. And when you travel and you go places, I've been to Hong Kong, I've been to Japan, I've been to Singapore, I've been to Malaysia, Mexico, uh, where else? Costa Rica, you know, uh, we're working on places. We've been several, all in the Caribbean, especially younger years. Uh, and we've found destinations to look at, to move at, to get residencies in some in areas that you would have never thought coming, but they there. And it's been some of the best experiences. So what you get here isn't always what you get there. And again, you also have to be mindful if it's more people that is of the Viking category, sometimes that may not be as great for you, right? Uh, but it's a beautiful thing, and people should experience that. So, and then I'm also believing in be a part of life and wellness coaching, right? Find somebody for that. I told y'all I do life and wellness coaching. I'm actually trying to do some retreats for wellness coaching for Black women for us to join together just to reset and rebalance, because it's a powerful tool. Life coaches and wellness coaches are powerful because they help you reconnect with yourself, right? They help you stay with your intention. They help you keep your plan in place. They're not therapists, they're not psychiatrists, and anybody who starts trying to counsel you in a from a medical perspective, unless they change that hat and says, okay, I'm a psychologist, I'm gonna put that cap on, or I'm a psychiatrist, I'm gonna put that cap on, or I'm a nurse practitioner, MD, whatever the case may be, I'm putting that cap on. A wellness coach or a life coach shouldn't be trying to give you medical advice, but somebody who is generally asking questions in regards to how is that coming along for you? What little steps can you take to get there? What did that look like when you saw your ideal life? What did it look like when you started noticing this is working? We're your cheerleaders. We help you keep you on the path of you getting you where you need to go. That's the difference. Some people confuse coaching with medical professionals. And unless they have that medical professional thing behind their badge on their last name, because there is some, they have health coaches that are nurses, nurse practitioners. When I went to my training program, there were people in there that were psychologists, sociologists. stuff like that. Psychiatrists that are pivoting out of that role that they just want to do health, they just want to do coaching. Um, and some of them was because they're moving abroad, right? And so they may not be able to take their license, but they can still do the coaching side. And to learn how to properly coach, you go through training. Because anybody can be a coach, but there's things in place and there's federations and coaching bodies that are nationally recognized as top tier or the gold standard, right? And those are the programs I went through and I'm certified in and doing certifications in, right? So those are the people that'll know, hey, we're not doing that. I think you may need to see somebody. But if I tell you, they help you get a clear view. They help you with that. Get a clear view of what your values are, what your desires, your boundaries, and your vision is. That's what they're there for. They help you say you can do it, right? That's what they're your cheerleaders. They help you say and they keep you accountable for what you're trying to do. And from my HR perspective, it's about intentional living and how what it means there is advocating for yourself in the workplace, setting boundaries without guilt, recognizing when a workplace is draining your spirit, and giving yourself permission to pivot. Go in another direction, darling, if you need to. And I learned that myself from my point when I was in HR and in my career along the line. When I realized I'm teaching everybody else how to advocate but themselves, but I can't advocate for me. That realization pushed me to a point where I had to start living differently, not just working differently, right? Excuse me. Wellness isn't just about green juice and namaste. It's about emotional wellness. It's about learning to trust yourself again, learning to listen to your body, learning to honor your needs without feeling guilty. We are doing intentional living because it's a whole practice. We're changing mindsets. We're creating habits. We're going to build, and we are building a community. That's why I started this channel. I wanted a community of Black women who sees somebody else is going through it and they're there for them. And it can be done, and we're moving it together and we're going to make it happen. It's us healing together. It's about choosing to be in alignment with our true selves, right? And that you may be thinking, well, that's great. I hear you talking and it sounds good, and this is stuff that I want. But I just don't know where to start. So I'm going to tell you 5 practical steps that you could start. And they're just small steps, but you can start them immediately, right? Get clear on what you want, not what you should want, but what you want out of your life. Create a space for yourself, even 10 minutes a day to breathe, journal, reflect, 10-minute walks, 10-minute stretching, something like that to help you recenter yourself. Choose one area to shift at a time. If you want to travel more, start planning out a year, right? Most travel companies do payment plans. Most travel companies or travel, if you do it yourself, payments need to be done and paid in full 90, 60, 30 days, depending on what you're doing and who you're going through. If you're working on your wellness and improving yourself, get with a wellness coach. Check your insurance out. A lot of insurance companies cover it. Some do, some don't. Some people who are going through training, they may have something posted that you may see offering sessions. I know the Veteran Administration uses them. Also, wellness also is self-care. So that's go get your hair done, go get your nails done, go get a massage. And for some people I know, I still do it. I'm not gonna lie. It has nothing to do with money. It's sometimes for some people it is, but like when I was on disability, because I in my other thing I told y'all, I was on Social Security for almost 10 years because I was disabled. Um, I still went to the beauty school, went and got my nails done, went and got my hair done. I would go to the massage school, $25 for an hour massage, $20 for a roller set. Child, I was good roller set. $30 for a whole set of nails for mani pedi. Um, do that. Find a community. Find a community of Black women who are trying to do what you're trying to do. If you want to travel, join a travel group. If you're trying to be an entrepreneur, network with Black women entrepreneurs. If you're thinking about moving abroad, I, at one point in time when I was thinking about it, I had created an accountability group and I met women all across my city and we had meetups. And then as it got bigger, they started going little mini meetups on their side of town. That's when I really saw, oh, this is serious for Black women. I hadn't seen it before. I saw it on TV, on YouTube, but I hadn't seen it. That's how you know. And then five, give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to rest, permission to dream, permission to change. Those are the five simple steps you got to do. And you just got to do it one step at a time, the small, mini steps. So I thank you guys for spending the time with me today. If this conversation spoke to you, make sure you subscribe, like, and share with another Black woman who deserves to live intentionally. And if you're ready to dive deeper through travel, retreats, coaching, HR guidance, or exploring more move abroad conversations, join me, the Simple Say Life podcast, where I'm trying to build lives through clarity, confidence, and joy, because that's the path I'm walking. And guys, I'm trying to get at least to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully, eventually to 10,000. I see y'all watching. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. I would love to have y'all and see more of my people in my community and participate and share this. This is the Simply Slay Life podcast. Again, I'm Chelle. Thank you and have a good day. Appreciate you. Bye.